Hey guys, it is the 1965 Falcon and Ryan back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about the exterior of the Falcon, just to show off some emblems, just to show off kind of what this Falcon is all about, and we're going to be looking under the hood today, just to give you that information. So let's get right into it today. Okay guys, so let's talk about, just this whole car in general. I know I gave a little bit of a backstory last episode, but I wanted to go a little bit more in detail and kind of tell you what I've done with the car so far, how many years I've owned it, what my plans are for it, and of course, so I just wanted to get all this information out there, for a second kind of video, and kind of be pretty cool to share all this information. So first and foremost, obviously my name is Ryan. I am 21 years old. I own this 1965 Falcon, Ford Falcon. I have owned it for about 4 years now. And it was my grandpa's, so it was on my mom's side, and he passed away. And when he passed away, I remember him having this car, but just never remember seeing him drive it or anything. Like, only once he brought it over, and then I got to drive it once, and then that was the end of that. And then when he passed away, it was sitting in his shop for about 4 to 5 years, and it was just sitting there. I had no idea. And then there was another vehicle that I kind of can't remember the year, of course, but it was that Oldsmobile Tornado. Just a big old boat, took up 2 parking spaces, and it was just huge. And I decided on this one to purchase, and not to think, oh yeah, it runs, it's gonna be amazing. I wanted to buy this vehicle because I've always wanted a classic car, and this was the time to do so. And I was like, heck yeah, let's just buy it, and let's see where things take us. So it kind of took me for a turn because I didn't know any mechanical work or anything. I wish I went to, I wish I paid attention in my mechanic shop or even take a mechanic shop, but I really have no mechanical schooling or background history besides welding, but not even a lot of welding either. But I wanted to learn how to work on vehicles and kind of be self-established and learning these kinds of things, with my dad, with my grandpa on my dad's side, and just to dive deep into fixing cars and to do something that I would love to do. So it is a little windy out right now, but I still want to be able to show off this car and talk about the exterior and a little bit under the hood. So I want to just kind of flip it around real quick. So let's talk about this car. Obviously it's that cherry red, as you can tell, the interior of it. I know we're kind of doing exterior right now, but the red, it's just decked out in red, and red. Just red. But my favorite part about this vehicle is actually the Falcon lettering. I can tell some damage or some weather was happening, but this is my favorite thing about this vehicle because it just has it on both sides and it looks so clean. Like if you were driving right next to it, you're like, maybe I can't see that, but then you can read that pretty legibly. And then, we kind of go to the back, and the gas can is in the back. That is one of my second favorite things about this vehicle. And it does have just a Falcon on the back as well. So it distinguishes itself pretty well of being a Falcon, and I really like that about it, because before I even knew what this vehicle was, Falcons are extremely rare around where I live, of course, and I wanted to make sure I knew what it was before I started climbing into working on it and just kind of learning about it. But see, and then yet again it has another just Falcon on it, and it's so cool. And it is a 2-door hardtop, which I really like. That is one thing that I really enjoy about this vehicle, being a hardtop. And I wish I had a convertible, of course, but I think in the long run hardtops are going to be a lot better, and a lot better for weather. These emblems are really super cool to me too. I didn't know what a Futura was, and then once I started researching what a Falcon was, I found out that there was like Futuras, there was Sprints, there was just standard Falcons, there was half of Falcons, and there was a lot of information to take in about these kind of vehicles, and I thought that was amazing to learn. Something else that I do really enjoy about this vehicle is just how, like, when you're driving, there's only this side, the driver's side, with the rear view mirror, but how open the concept is, where you can see anywhere in this vehicle, and it's super cool. Just the windows and design of this vehicle was amazing. And then we get to let's go to the wheels, of course. You know, they were the ones that came on it. They have been on there since about 1982, so I'm 21 years old. And that's kind of just crazy to think that these wheels have been on this vehicle for almost double the amount of time that I've been alive. And you know, 1965 is one of the better years that I think for the Falcons after doing research. You know, I really like the 93 body style a little bit more, but I just think this has such amazing body style, hard top, outstanding windows, you know, where you have that visibility, and I really like that. I'm gonna be upgrading the wheels, so don't get too attached to them. But let's move on to the front of the vehicle. You know, it has the Ford logo just right across. You know, those letterings are super cool. And this emblem, I was like, what is this emblem? It looks like it's 3 Futuras just flying in that red, white, and blue. And I just thought that was, you know, really cool and really meaningful too, you know, and that's really cool. And that's all I really have for the exterior. Besides, I guess I have one more thing which I can show. It is going to be that 289 emblem. That is what engine is in it. Is a 289 V8. I'm not sure what the transmission is, but that is my engine block. And then obviously the transmission is automatic. I remember after doing some research, obviously there's manuals out there, but then there are also 3 on the trees, which I had no idea what a 3 on the tree was, but it's just a semi-manual, and it was really cool. And if I got one of those, I'd be pretty ecstatic. But an automatic is kind of nice because I don't know how to drive manual, and given I don't know how to drive a 3 on the tree. But that is basically it for the exterior. Let's kind of dive in to the under the hood and just kind of I'll explain things, or I could just... Alrighty, under the hood of the 1965 Falcon. So of course I have that 289 engine in it, V8. Me and my dad and grandpa did a few things to this, and a local shop did a few other things. We did put in a new air filter. We did rebuild the carburetor, but then I had a local shop just put in a new carburetor, the exhaust manifolds and exhaust covers. Me and my dad redid. Me and my dad and grandpa fixed that alternator, and you know, I thought it would be pretty easy because it's right there, but we had to crawl underneath the vehicle and just kind of put it together, make sure the belt was right back on, make sure the screw was on, and it was a fun time. The first thing that we actually did was put in a new fuel pump, and a new fuel line to that carburetor, and that was kind of difficult because I've never worked on vehicles before, and I was like, what is a fuel line? And that began my journey of just loving this car even more, because once we put in a new fuel pump and a new fuel line into it and just a little bit of gas and a new battery, of course, you know, that was well needed for the car sitting for 4 to 5 years, and it started to crank a little bit more and it turned on, and when I heard this thing roar for the first time, I was ecstatic. I was so happy to hear it, and I'm like, Dad! We were just so happy. And let's get back into the under the hood. I had a local shop put in a new radiator system, a new hose line for it. We did put in some new spark plug wires and spark plugs, and that one in the very back was the most difficult one for me to put in. Even though I'm very small, I'm only 5'7", and that was hard for me to reach back there and grab. The local shop did put in a new ignition as well. They did give me an oil change, of course, but I haven't done too much on it. But one of my goals for this vehicle is to rebuild the engine, fix it up, paint it, get it running so smooth that it will just roar, start right up, and just have so much potential with this vehicle. And I'm so excited to do those things and to share those things so people enjoy. You know, I will enjoy sharing just as much as you are enjoy watching. But that's basically it for today's episode. You know, I'm going to be trying to upload about once a week if I can at all possible, but it is going to be pretty hard for me. But I will try to make anything work. So we are going to try to do once a week videos and just kind of updates, car shows. If I go to car shows or anything, it might be 2 videos a week and just kind of separate. Hey, I went to this car show, but here's my Falcon for a different video and me taking it out. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great day, and make sure you buckle up and stay safe. Also, side note, somebody just kind of drove by my Falcon. There was a little kid in it. They rolled down their window, they said hi, and they were like, I really like your car. And I started it out for them, and they were like, oh my gosh, because I made sure it roared and revved it up pretty high, and they loved it. Anyway, see you later.